What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to episode 3 of the Pokey Podcast. I am Pokey Dean.
And I am Pokey Chloe.
And first and foremost, the time of recording this is like 10:30, I think, at night. So it's not quite 1 a.m.
Our time management skills with regards to recording this podcast is so poor. You came over at
like 2
o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah.
3 o'clock. I think it was 3 o'clock this afternoon. And 10:30, we're finally here, guys. So we're glad to be here.
Yeah, we're being very risky, like recording at late times because our brains start to go a little bit funny and we can't say words.
I think the outtakes are what the people want to see of this because
we might have to make a compilation video.
I think we need to, yeah.
But anyway, first and foremost, thank you for all the support on episode 1. We've literally just released episode 1. As you guys know, Chloe is currently in America, so we're recording ahead of time while she's away to put these videos out for you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for the support. It's been absolutely awesome seeing you guys comment and all that kind of stuff. So once again, thank you. Also, we did say at the end of episode 1 we would pick a winner to someone who commented, which we will announce at the end of this episode. And we're also going to do a little mini Q&A to answer some of the questions that...
Yeah, so we put on the Pokey Podcast Instagram and both of our stories, we just asked you guys to ask us questions that we could feature on the podcast. So I think what we'll do is every episode, maybe we'll do a few of those at the end of every episode. And then I think our plan is to do a live stream where we do like a full-on Q&A session with you guys. But to begin with, we'll just do a few questions here and there. Yeah,
definitely. So stick around to the end of that to see if your question got answered. And then once again, to see if you won the Pikachu V-Union Celebrations box, which is a pretty cool box, to be fair. You got the 4 separate cards, which is pretty awesome.
It is a good box, yeah.
So today's topic, we actually were trying to think about what to talk about because obviously there's still the Logan Paul drama that's going on, which we're not going to talk too much about because once again, there hasn't been much of a development. We know that he's flown out to Chicago to talk about it, but other than that, we don't really know what's going to happen.
We haven't heard anything, but obviously by the time this podcast episode comes out, I assume we will know. Maybe not.
You guys might know. So if you know more than we do right now, comment down below what your thoughts of everything that's happened so far. We'd actually be really interested to see what happens while Chloe's away and stuff like that. But other than that, we kind of were thinking about what to talk about. And we were thinking, well, actually, recently we've been looking for booster boxes and stuff to kind of for openings and box breaks and stuff like that. And at the moment, it's actually like not a lot about to find. And we're kind of having to look outside of our country, which is the UK, if you don't know where we're from. We're looking to like the USA. And we kind of sparked a bit of a conversation about...
We did.
Like finding and purchasing stuff across seas. And from the title of this stream... title of this recording, we're too... Like, this is what I'm talking about. We're too late in the evening right now. We're going to start...
Composure has gone.
Literally. But yeah, the title of this video is it... Or it's going to be along the lines of like, is it a disadvantage or is it bad being a UK collector or being a collector in the UK?
Living in the UK, yeah. I mean, so obviously, like you said, we sparked the conversation. We've both been looking on eBay recently and the UK eBay. So I'm not saying like eBay for the US or anywhere else, but there's nothing. There is nothing. And obviously us being streamers on YouTube, we do box breaks. Obviously, we need to constantly really be buying product to get in. And I know that I want to open some fun things this year, but it is really a chance or a case even of just coming across these things. So like, even though I say I want to open this, and this, if I can't find it, I can't open it. And I'm not just sitting on stocks and stocks of, older booster boxes. So yeah, it's been a bit disappointing. I don't know whether it's the start of the year and everyone is a bit, not getting organized. So, if there are people who are selling, they just haven't got around to putting up new items yet, or I don't know what it is.
I feel like we're kind of in this moment in time where obviously we've had the massive like boom of Pokemon and we're sort of going, or we've been in a dip for a little bit. Is it a kind of thing where people that don't have the WotC or the vintage, but they have kind of like an old modern set, I guess you'd call it, maybe like, I'm saying old as for X and Y, but it's kind of like 2016 sort of time.
We are getting on now. We're 2022,
but it's the thought of like, are they holding that in the hope that it's going to go back up? So they don't want to sell now because they know they're in a dip, that they think maybe if I hold this for another couple of years, 2 to 5 years, that it's going to go back up to another potential boom. So yeah, are we going to see like more and more boxes become available, or are we going to struggle like we're currently doing? Because like you said, we both want to open like older boxes and experience that sort of stuff.
there are boxes available out there, but a lot of the time you get a lot of sellers that want a premium because they don't want to let them go easily. Or, you know, you occasionally come across someone who just wants to make some money. And if they are sitting on, say, you know, a bunch of boxes, they might be willing to let a few go for a better price. Or if you buy, you know, 3 or 4 of them off them at one time. But I haven't come across that recently. It's, you know, one person selling one box. And like, obviously, when you're operating as a business as well, especially here in the UK, being a VAT registered business, there's loads of things that come into pricing and things, and being able to buy it at a good price that's half the battle. I can't just overpay for something because then it defeats the object. As much as I want to open these things, obviously now, as if you've watched my channel, obviously this is my full-time job now. This is my business. So don't get me wrong, I will still open stuff for fun, but if we're doing box breaks and stuff, I can't, you know, just be...
You got another element to think about.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. And obviously that is like us saying that, you know, there's nothing on eBay. That's, you know, private sellers, etc. But even with regards to our stores here, like in comparison to the US, there is just like... I don't even know how... There's no comparison. No. Like, obviously you guys have like Target, Walmart. We don't have that here. So that would be like what's... Same, yeah. But Target and Walmart, they're like supermarkets. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I think, do they have GameStop? Is that any Americans in the chat? Please don't slaughter me if I'm making stuff up here. But so we have Smith's Toy Store, which is, as it says on the tin, a toy store. I would say that is the shop that sells the most Pokemon here in the UK. But then,
like you were saying, it doesn't have the variety that a Walmart or Target has. Like the USA will get all sorts of collection boxes, even exclusives. I think some even may get an exclusive where we will get a Battle Styles booster box. We'll get a Chilling Reign booster box, and maybe I'm trying to think of the equivalent of a collection box. Maybe an Orbital V was like the last one I saw a lot of, where you guys would get like the Charizard Reshiram. We had to. We got it really randomly, like
or Dragonite V box, you know, like that kind of like standard.
So the variety is very, very different being from the UK. And I definitely would say it's a lot harder to get product, not from your standpoint of the store, and then even from my standpoint of someone who just is trying to, or a customer, I guess. So that's at the end of the day, that's what I probably most likely am. And we don't have that variety. And then also, it's just like the amount. We don't actually get that much, do we?
No, I mean, I've seen people's... don't get me wrong. I know there are people in the States who have watched my streams, and when I've spoken about it on the stream saying we don't get as much here, I've seen people saying, well, you know, my local Target, Walmart have nothing. And I imagine maybe in the bigger cities, they're not as, you know, if you've got lots and lots of people going to them, but maybe the ones that are in quieter towns. But like, so for example, a supermarket here, like Asda, for example, has a big toy section. I don't walk in there and see it's like a section filled from floor to ceiling with Pokemon. I see people's mainly Instagram stories, and they're in Target, Walmart, wherever they are, and there is one of everything, but times 50. Like, I saw someone's story the other day. It had the Reshiram boxes. It had, I'm pretty sure it had UPCs on the shelf. I'm like, what is this? We just don't get that. We don't get that in any shop here. Regardless.
I haven't seen a UPC on a shelf at all since Celebrations came out.
I haven't.
And then the other thing to talk about as well is that the pricing of US compared to UK is that it's kind of one for one. For instance, if a product in the US is $50, it would be £50 here, but
the conversion isn't one for one.
So we actually are essentially paying more for the same product.
I have this conversation with a lot of people. So like, say if I see something, I have no problems with buying overseas, like I'm sure you wouldn't either. But there are certain products, and off the top of my head, let's say Chilling Reign, for example, there'll be people selling, you know, for X amount, say $70. But it'll be like 70, 80 quid here. Yeah. And that, like, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't compute. And it's just where the markets in the two different countries are really different. And like, sometimes I worry that people think, oh, we're really expensive, but like we're not, like sticking premium.
We're just going what the UK is.
And then that's where you start to realize, again, is that a disadvantage? Obviously the States are so much bigger, and you know, really they probably don't have to worry about too much about trying to sell to us in the UK. It's, you know, if we pop up and we want to buy something, but if we can't get product here, that would be my next
go-to.
Yeah. And then pricing isn't always
the same. Yeah, I agree. Like, I think being from the UK sometimes is a lose-lose situation because you can't get the product. And then if you have to outsource to the likes of US, you then have to either essentially pay the same price that it would be, like we said, the 1-for-1. So if it was $50, I'd actually be paying
$50, which is a good thing because you're paying less, but then the shipping and things, if you're buying a large quantity,
exactly,
the shipping
you
and
have
all
to
of the import
pay for the
voids,
shipping and then also the import tax, and that's what a lot of people don't really think about. I know I definitely don't think about. Or I didn't think about, is that, oh cool, I'm seeing it for this price, and then when it comes, you're like, wait a minute, I've like spent like 50 quid more or 50 pounds more. If you don't know what quid is, if you're watching from the US, English quid slang. Is like slang for pounds. So yeah, I think it is a lose-lose situation most of the time, in that we have to essentially pay more, and we also don't get anywhere near as much quantity or variety of the product.
And it's like, I have my distribution account, so obviously I'm registered to be able to get all of that, and like allocation is quite low, especially on some newer sets which are coming out, which we'll speak about in a bit when we get to that. But basically it worked out like getting some product through my distributor, even though that is basically the cheapest I'm going to get it in the UK. It worked out even cheaper for me to get it from PokeRev. So I made a huge purchase with PokeRev because he was selling specific sets that I was looking to stock, basically. And even with the shipping and import and all of that, it still worked out so much better. And I'm just thinking, like, here in the UK, if I can't even get that through my distributor, who really, business-wise, that's where I'm going to be getting my modern stock. If that's not helping, it is just really hard here. And I don't know if it's because we're a smaller country and we're just not as important. Like, there's not enough custom here, or I just don't know what it is. Like, the USA always seems to get the biggest and the best, and
like you said,
of everything.
The only time that's worked out for you is when you've actually bought a big bulk quantity.
Like a huge purchase.
So for someone who wants to buy just one booster box or one box, you then have to pay. You don't get that discount of buying in bulk and blah blah blah. So I feel like that is the only time that
or
kind of works.
Or buying cases or something like that.
Which is, I don't know. How do we? I don't know what the solution to that is. Like,
move.
Maybe the fact that we're now getting a Pokemon Center might help.
Things might start to change.
Because in my opinion, that is the first time in a long time that I feel like the UK is getting a bit of attention.
Valued,
like
definitely.
They've gone, okay. We recognize that there is the love and the demand for Pokemon products. Let's give them a Pokemon Center.
It'd be interesting to see what people who are watching this feel like, especially our English viewers, like those people who do go to Smith's, Argos, even their local supermarkets, because you can go into Sainsbury's and all those other, I'm just thinking off the top of my head where I shop, and there is occasional product in there, but like you say, it's like the single Battle Stars blisters or Vivid blisters, and it's not what's currently out. I've never seen Evolving Skies stocked in my local supermarket.
Same.
And even Smith's, I think at the point when it came out, it was impossible to get hold of. And even if you go in there now, there might be one booster box, and you ask, and that's all they've got. Where is all the product? I just don't know. But I don't know if that's because especially where I live and probably where you live, it's a busier and bigger town. So maybe things do just, get snapped up quicker. But I still don't feel like, when I see in comparison
that is
to some of these stores that are stocked in the States, literally from floor to ceiling, of not just one particular set, every product that's kind of like new and relevant. I've just never walked into a shop here and seen that, or even gone on an online store and they've had all of that in stock. So I just, it's the allocate. I don't know what it is.
And I also feel like we don't get anywhere near as many waves. For instance, the ultra premium collection box of Celebrations, I've definitely seen there be at least 2 waves in the US. Like, I remember obviously when it first came out, and then recently I saw a lot of videos of people and scalpers going back into the Walmarts, the Targets, and literally fighting for the product. But we, like I said, I haven't seen a single UPC on a shelf in any shop.
I haven't seen it on stock on a single website, apart from eBay.
I wouldn't be able to tell you where to go out and get it. Like, the only time I've seen it is online orders. And
if you managed to get a pre-order in, you were lucky.
Like, they were all sold out before the release, basically. Like, I didn't see I think Zavi was the one where they released a load after it came out. However, they had to cancel. I don't know anyone who actually, I do know people started getting, so basically this is really funny. Zavi did a bundle of the UPC and a hoodie for £200.
Right. Okay.
And people, I ordered one, it got cancelled. I tried to get you one, and it got cancelled. So a lot of people got their orders cancelled. However, some people didn't, and the ones that went through, they only got the hoodie. So they paid £200 for a hoodie.
Like, and they never got the
UPC. And I think some people got a refund. I think obviously if you probably said I paid for something and you haven't given me,
you've given like a third of the product.
But imagine a £200 hoodie, like. Yeah, like that's how bad it is over here, and we haven't got a second wave. There hasn't been any talk of there being another reprint, or not a reprint, another like a wave of product coming through. You haven't heard of any from your distributor, so
I check the upcoming stock, etc. regularly, because that's how obviously I have to order everything in, and even that gets snapped up as soon as it appears or whatever. You have to get in there quick, but I just feel like we get the leftover, like it does feel like we get the barrel, the bottom of the barrel, like scraping. We get the leftovers, and I just it's a bit deflating, and it is hard, especially when you do see these clips of people going into their local stores and they've got everything at the click of a finger, and it's difficult, and it makes me if you know me and you watch my channel and as well, I would love to move to America. I love America.
Same.
And this tempts me even more, just so I can walk into my local store and be like, I can buy anything I like because it's all in stock.
Yeah, it would be great. It would be very good. However, though, it might change. I mean,
maybe it will.
I feel like we're looking at it at a point now because the whole scene of Pokemon has just changed dramatically in the last 2 years. Look at the demand for Shining Fates. That was impossible to get. I feel like
true, yeah.
I feel like Pokemon are kind of trying to catch up.
Yeah.
So we've seen with bad. We are not slating Pokemon, by the way. It just sounds like we're massively having a go at them. But we've seen misprints of bad quality of cards. There is definitely something going on where it feels rushed at the moment. We've seen low allocations as well. They hopefully when the supply meets the demand, things will go back to a bit normal. But I definitely feel like we're kind of in an unbalanced situation at the moment. And maybe this is just a product of it. Maybe this is just why we're in this situation that it is. But hopefully it changes. Hopefully people from the UK, I hope we can be able to get more products readily available and more variety. And I don't know, if you're from the UK, or even if because we haven't really spoke about Europe either, because I believe there are some people, I definitely have heard in my stream that people from Europe are also it's really hard for us too.
Struggling.
So
and Australia, that's another one. I know they get things quite late, and especially people I've spoken to as well.
So let us know in the comment section, guys, where you're from, and if you have a problem with getting product or whatever, let us know your situation down below. But moving on, you did mention about you've recently got some low allocated stuff that is up and coming.
Yes.
I know for a fact that there has been a lot of delays recently in some products. For instance, there was the EV VMAX promo collection boxes, which are basically the 3 original evolutions of Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon. There we go. They actually have a collection box which has the alt arts of the V and VMAX, which actually look amazing. And I think they were supposed to, I think America, this is a literally example. America have them already. We don't have them. I think we're getting them very soon. But yeah, they were very low allocated. But there is also a brand new set coming out called Brilliant Stars, and I think that
I'm excited.
We got a lot to talk about in today's stream, because as of recording this, there has been a certain leak which
about an hour ago, I think, is when we first saw it.
We don't really like going over leaks, but I feel like today we're going to talk about it.
I feel like if you don't see this leak, then you're definitely living under a rock somewhere, and you've blocked everyone on Instagram.
It's made the set even more incredible. It looks very exciting, and I definitely think that this is going to make it even more. So if you don't want any spoilers, we will say before we show it, so you can just pause or just skip to 5 minutes later. But yeah, Brilliant Stars is coming out. Rumors are that there is going to be a low allocation for that, so that's slightly annoying. The first set of 2022.
I know I have a very small allocation, and it's disappointing because obviously, like I said, we do box breaks, and obviously I always want to be able to open the newest set for you guys when they come out, and even just do start open it for myself and see what it's like, see if it's something I want to collect. And when they give you such a low allocation on all the different variations of products, whether it be ETBs, booster boxes, blisters, whatever, I just feel like you don't even have a chance.
Back's in a corner.
It is really hard to try and keep up with everything, especially when there's a new set involved. Again, I don't know if that will change further down the line, but when I say to I think some people maybe expect now with the distribution that I'm just able to access as much as I'd like, but unfortunately I'm not.
Put your hand in a vault.
And just pick it out. So unfortunately it is a small allocation, but if obviously as I can, and we'll obviously try and get as much in as I can so we can do streams of it, because I'm sure everyone always wants to jump on and see the newest set as soon as it does come out.
And from my point of view, I'm not complaining or bashing or saying anything like, oh, I get it so bad, because it's for everyone, right? Like, as a content creator, I want to get the sets as quickly and as much as possible as well, just to open, because I want to showcase it to you guys on my channel and stuff like that. And now, if there's low allocation, I'm having to scramble around everywhere to try to try and find a box, which is just going to be super, super difficult. So,
and then at the end of the day, you get one box, and that's it, whatever that be.
So if I wanted to do like 5 videos of Brilliant Stars and I only have one booster box, it limits me as well, because I literally okay guys, we're doing 3 packs today.
That's all you get,
because I got to actually space this out over 5 videos. So yeah, it's slightly frustrating. And even if you just want to complete the set or start completing it, or maybe there's some new cards for the TCG, because obviously there's a new VSTAR card coming out, I think it's called. You guys are going to want to open that. So if there's low allocation, it's going to be slightly frustrating again, trying to get your hands on it. We're all trying to get our hands on it. So hopefully second wave can come quickly as possible. But Pokemon are doing that thing. They've been doing it for the last year, right? Where it comes in waves. That's like the new thing. So they try and get as many waves out as possible. So it was actually
a case of being patient and just waiting for
that is always the answer. It is always just be patient, and if you want it, eventually you'll get it, unless it's a UPC from Celebrations.
Still can't get those.
they're literally impossible. But no, to be fair, with the waves, I think Shining Fates was hard with the waves because they came so far apart, but with Celebrations, definitely felt the waves were much shorter in time, which if that's done with Brilliant Stars, I don't really see many people complaining. So hopefully that gets sorted. But there's some really cool cards that I can't wait to talk about, because you guys know me, if you're from my channel with the Charizard gang, there is a brand new card coming. So if you don't want any spoilers, I'm going to get it up real quick. So you can
Look away now.
Yeah, just skip on for 5 minutes. I definitely should have taken a screenshot, because I'm now going to have to go through Instagram. So I'm going to have to find someone who has the picture.
I will just, while you're doing that, I will just quickly say, with regards to this set, obviously the spoiler that we're about to look at, the leak, I feel like they are starting off 2022 really, really strong. So I don't know if this is just, what it's going to be like for the rest of the year, and it's going to get better and better and better, or are we going to get this incredible set to start us off, and then we're going to take a step back, kind of like we did last year when we got the likes of Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, and then took a while. We got Evolving Skies, everything lifted up again, Celebrations even better, and then back down to Fusion Strike. Sorry if I'm bashing sets that people like. I'm not a huge fan of those in particular. But yeah, I feel like, are they going to get us super hyped for this? We're all going to be like, oh my God. And then we're going to get brought back down to earth with the following set and be like, oh, that was fun for a month.
I luckily did take a screenshot, because when you load Instagram and then it refreshes and that picture just disappears
it's gone and you'll never see
for
it
eternity.
Again.
I was scrolling for the whole time Chloe was talking and I couldn't find it. But all right, let me put my brightness up. So if you don't want spoilers, look away now. But there is apparently a leaked photo of a Rainbow Rare Charizard. Let me turn my brightness down a little bit, because that is a little bit too bright. Hold on. Hopefully you can see that right there. I will put a picture up next to me.
Everyone gets
or
the
it might be
gist.
this side, to be fair. But yeah, there's a Rainbow Rare Charizard linked to Brilliant Stars.
I think we were just prior to filming this episode, we were talking, I think one of us saw it come up on Instagram, and then every other post after that, like 10 seconds, there was another one. Like, everyone jumps on it. But that's not the only Charizard leak we've had from Brilliant Stars. We've also seen what looks like the alternate art Charizard V as well,
which has that reminiscence to the there's a Japanese card where like a Charizard and Venusaur are fighting, and I think there's a Charizard and Venusaur fighting in this one. It feels like it's like the scene before the card. I think it came out around Generations time. I can't remember where it's from. If you guys know and you know your Pokemon cards, feel free to let us know in the comment section. It might rekindle my memory in a little bit, but yeah, it looks really, really cool. Hopefully that is in there, because that's rumored as well. Obviously, these aren't confirmed. For all we know, someone's done a nice little Photoshop there.
Yeah.
But
although that looks like I'm sure that leak
had texture.
That leak, I think, is from an eBay listing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure people have said, I saw like in Discord, and I saw a few other people saying that is actually a screenshot from an eBay listing, and they're trying to sell it for like 3,000 or something crazy.
3,000. We
haven't even got the set yet, and it's already started.
The thing is, someone will buy that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be someone crazy because they want they want first dibs. But yeah, obviously, so we've had 2 Charizard. Oh, and there's the, like, when I pull up Pokelector, you've also got
there's 4 Charizards in the set. So we have the V, we have the V-Star, we have the All Art Charizard V, and now the Rainbow Rare Charizard V Max, which is absolutely incredible. Like, do you think Pokemon have done this on purpose to say, right, 2022, new year, same me, we're going to put a Charizard set in and absolutely try and start this set off with a bang? I think
so the app has the V and the V-Star at the moment.
Yeah, so I think, do you think it's done intentionally? I feel like it is. I feel like it's a great way to start the year.
I feel like it's going to be like with, you know, all the Charizards, obviously that is what everyone loves. And I feel like, is it potentially going to bring back the whole scalping situation? I feel like as soon as there is a set that we know is going to be sought after, has the big hitter cards in it, I feel like the scalpers that go into hiding when all
they're like, Charizard?
Yeah, when all like the rubbish sets come out, they're like, okay, I'm done for the next few months. And then they're like, Charizard, Rainbow Red, and then they're straight. Do you know what I mean? Are they all going to spring out of the woodwork? So yeah, is it going to cause that sort of hysteria? I don't know. Yeah.
Most likely. But at the same time, so I think we said in our last podcast, for 2021, Evolving Skies was the best set in 2021, right? In the Sword and Shield era. We're still in the Sword and Shield era, but we'll go back to talking about like scalpers and stuff like that. But do you think that this may be the best? Like, I don't know how they're going to beat
the best set of 2022.
Is the first set of 2022 going to be the best set of 2022? Because Evolving Skies was what, the like third main set, because we had Battlestar's Chilling Reign, Evolving Skies,
because it came out around August time, wasn't it?
So they were 3 sets in before we had the best set, but this is the first set of 2022. How are they gonna beat that?
What's gonna happen?
4 Charizards.
How are we gonna step it up from that?
I have no idea. But you did mention scalpers. Like, I definitely think that it's got all the ingredients of people wanting to get involved with this set
just because of
the Charizard's
cards,
new card style in the V-Star as well.
It's kind of got a few different aspects, so if anything's going to draw them in, it's probably going to be those sorts of things. So that mixed with low allocation, I feel like it's going to be like a fight to the death for Brilliant Stars, guys. Prepare yourselves. You know, like, you see that it doesn't happen here because it doesn't even get on the shelves here, but you see those videos online of people like physically
just ramming trolleys into each other,
beating each other in the supermarket aisles. I mean, that doesn't tend to happen here. Like I said, we don't actually get the stock on the shelf. You've just got to get online and get there before anyone else does. But yeah, that's the scene I have in my head of people like ripping hair out and like ETBs flying everywhere.
Just someone lobbing like a Battlestar's booster box at someone just to put them off. Like, it would literally probably be a war, like a war field. No, is that the right word? Warfield? No, I don't think it is. A minefield. It's a mix between battlefield and minefield.
Got there. Yeah. And like on that topic, with regards to obviously fighting to get it, obviously getting online, getting your pre-orders in. Pre-orders. This is a bit of a I'm going to call it a spicy topic. Not a spicy topic, but it is. I see lots and lots of listings, mainly on eBay,
I think that's the main place,
saying pre-order your, whatever the set is, Brilliant Stars. I'm pretty sure I saw pre-order listings for Brilliant Stars a month ago. And I was like, these people have no idea if they're getting product, let alone how much they're getting of it. So it's just something to be really, really... I know everyone's going to want it, everyone's going to jump on it, but if you're going to be pre-ordering, do it with a known store, reputable store, someone you've used before. Obviously here in the UK we have different stores to the US, but again, not some random eBay seller with no feedback that claims they are taking a Brilliant Stars pre-orders, and you'll probably end up with a bag of coal or something.
Bag of coal.
Or probably nothing,
or
even
nothing.
better. But yeah, I thought I would just touch on that.
Yeah,
talking about
eBay
allocation.
is definitely the worst place for that, for pre-orders.
And I see it a lot, and I worry that people who might be just be getting back into the hobby, they get all excited and think, oh, like
I want that.
I'm going to get in on that.
And because
then
it's not anywhere else, it's almost that thing where it's too good to be true, right? Like if all the normal stores that you look at don't have it, and then you just see eBay randomly have it, it's just usually a sign that it's a little bit too good to be true. So yeah, like Chloe said, and what I'm about to say, just be careful, do your research. If you can, go with a you're gonna have to say the word,
reputable
source, so you can
Google
actually
Translate.
so you can pre-order it. But at the same time, like we mentioned, just be patient. Eventually there will be stock where you can get your hands on it without the risk. So just keep an eye out for
if
that.
it's too good to be true, it always is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to say that now. I've never come across a situation that doesn't have some sort of a consequence.
Yeah,
I can
consequence.
get my words out there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the set. I don't know whether they're going to be setting the bar too high starting 2022 with it, but we'll see what happens.
But like with obviously we've spoken a little bit about leaks. Do you think having leaks is a good or a bad thing? Like, for instance, we now know there is a Charizard coming out, right? A Rainbow Rare Charizard.
Yeah.
We're really hyped right now. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, would it be better that like when the set came out, we're like, oh my god, there's a Charizard as well? Or like, does the timing of knowing that information affect the set? Because I feel like yes and no. I feel like I'm even more excited for Brilliant Stars now. But like, for instance, when we had celebrations, I was trying my hardest to not get spoiled, just so I could go in.
I didn't really look at any openings until I got a few bits of product myself and just wanted to. Obviously, I'd seen lots online, but you try not read it. For me, I obviously leaks always happen. I will always see them because they always pop up, whether you're looking for them or not. But I am more when the set comes out. Obviously, you get all the big YouTubers always opening it before the rest of us, and I like that. You know, it gives people an insight. But for me, now that I also do YouTube myself and obviously stream for everyone, I kind of don't try and watch too much of it just because I feel like it's more exciting if I'm going to film a video opening the set. I will be much more excited and much more organic and like genuine if it is a complete surprise to me. So I don't like to look too much into it until I've actually got it in hand. Although it is hard not to, because you'll see it everywhere. You want to watch Leon Hart, you want to watch Rev open these things. Like, I
think I'm the same. Like, I try to avoid leaks as much as possible, but sometimes it's unavoidable. For instance, if there's a Rainbow Rare Charizard, you open up Instagram,
the
next
last
20
hour,
posts are Rainbow Rare Charizard.
You can't escape it.
But at the same time, I'm not like, oh god, I've seen there's a Rainbow Rare Charizard. I'm now really excited for it. So I'm not totally like, I hate spoilers or leaks. But at the same time, I do, like you, prefer to have that organic reaction. Like, for instance, when I opened Celebrations and I pulled Blastoise, I didn't even know there was a Blastoise. I heard that there may have been a Charizard, but I didn't know they were doing Blastoise as well. And I was like, oh my god, I remember putting this as a kid. Like, so
getting excited.
Yeah, you get a more real reaction. And it's just,
I feel like this is going to be a hard one not to watch the videos on though. Now I've seen that, I'm just going to be like, I need to know. I need to see someone else open it.
Who's going to pull the Rainbow Rare Charizard first? So another thing to put in the comment section, guys, if you're just watching this as a video, maybe let us know, are you team leaks or are you team no leaks? Like, just let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
leak as in like leak of Pokemon. It's in my head.
What, like Farfetch's leak?
I can
love
just see
Farfetch.
people holding leaks. I'm like,
yeah, no, it is. I'm very much excited for this, and we are getting the character rares from VMAX Climax, the Japanese equivalent as well, which is going to be awesome.
Love a character card.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I literally cannot wait. And like we said, it's going to be a hard set to beat.
Huge set.
It's going to be a hard set. Like, what could they do? Like, what are we going to get next? Like, what are the next sets going to be? I don't know.
I don't know how they're going to compare. But it's funny because when I mean, it's been over a month now, I feel, since like the leaks for the actual packaging for the Brilliant Stars came out, so the ETBs and the booster packs. And I remember reposting someone's Instagram story because I really like the look of it. And I got a real 50-50 mix in my DMs. I think I mentioned it in one of the previous episodes or on my story. And people were like, no, like, hate it, don't know what they're doing, it's going to be rubbish. And then other people, because I think that's when the Charizard VSTAR also
Oh yeah.
Yeah, originally, like the image of that started
Came out at the
circling
same
around.
time.
Yeah. And so then other people were like, oh no, it's going to be incredible. And then I was like, I don't know what to think now. But no, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what it's like. Excited to open it myself.
Yeah,
so,
same. And then also, like, obviously last year, 2021 was the 25th anniversary. So essentially,
yeah, which was big.
I think we may, or well, we're about to find out by the end of this year. I feel like we probably got more sets than we were meant to, just because celebrations doesn't happen every year.
Yeah.
It's 25th anniversary.
It got squeezed in between Evolving and Fusion.
Fusion Strike, yeah. So in 2022, are we going to get less sets, or is there going to be more sets? Like, I think we spoke about it before we actually recorded earlier. And like, I think, was it in Sun and Moon, there was 13 or 17 sets?
I thought it was 17.
I think it was 17 sets, and we're currently on 12 or 13. Yeah. So we still have a whole year of sets. So are we going to get less sets? Is there going to be more time between each set for us to collect? Or is it going to be like, right, here's Brilliant Stars. 2 weeks later, well, obviously it won't be 2 weeks, but boom, we're moving on to the next one. Like, what's going to happen? Do you reckon we're going to get some more? Do you reckon we're going to get less?
I think it is literally, with Pokemon, impossible to tell what's going to happen. I feel like I'm even surprised at how, like, I think hyped and big Brilliant Stars is going to be, like, with all these leaks that we've been seeing and the Rainbow Zard that we've seen today. I think it's hard to know what's going to happen next, but it's exciting.
But we also have the Arceus game coming out as well.
Yes.
So are they going to do a set revolved around that game? Like,
because I think there was a lot of talk about that. And then,
well, I feel like Brilliant Stars comes out just after the game. I think Arceus comes out end of January and
Brilliant Stars is
end of February.
Or towards the end of Feb.
Maybe that set is kind of like a homage to the game, because obviously the game's about Arceus and Charizard now are like the mascots of Brilliant Stars.
Yeah.
So maybe that is the set that kind of links to the game, but who knows? Like, maybe like I keep saying, I just don't know what they're gonna do.
There'll be another leak in a few weeks to the set after Brilliant Stars.
Yeah,
don't
but
worry.
how are they gonna beat it? Like, genuinely,
I don't know.
4 Charizards, they just look absolutely incredible as well. Like I said in the last stream, I keep saying stream, last episode.
We're so used to streaming.
We are so used to streaming. Are they going to bring back tag teams? Like, there has to, like, we've got character cards in Brilliant Stars. Tag teams was such a hit in Sun and Moon era. I just kind of see it happening. I kind of feel like that is the way to bow out of Sword and Shield era.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe they're going to do something. They obviously have a trick up their sleeve, because starting 2022 with a bang is definitely happening.
Yeah, I think so far.
How are they going to end it?
They've hit the nail on the head there. Well, we haven't actually seen the set yet, so maybe we'll change our mind when we see it. But
literally,
so far it's looking good.
It is looking really good. I'm excited. Let us know if you're excited down below.
Yeah, and maybe predictions for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to carry on at this speed, the way we're starting 2022, or are we going to get this incredible set and then it will sort of drop for a while and then we'll go back up with an incredible set maybe later in the year?
I think
it'll be interesting to see what people think.
I think that the only way they're going to do or beat it or kind of keep that hype going is maybe if they do a Hidden Fates / Shining Fates 2.0.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it has to happen, because just think about it. We've had some incredible full arts since Shining Fates. For instance, there's a Gyarados in Evolving Skies. We've got the Rayquaza as well. I definitely think there are some really cool cards, and I'm almost certain I saw a picture of a shiny Zacian and a shiny Zamazenta full art, but I don't know how or what set it's coming to. And in my opinion, by seeing that, I definitely feel like there's going to be another Shining Fates, because there are so many cards that have come out in the Sword and Shield era that can definitely fill up a shiny vault for like Shining Fates 2.0
template.
So maybe that's how they're going to end on 2022. Like, that would be
start with a bang, end with a bang.
Like, well, Shining Fates, right, was probably one of the most successful sets of 2021. Sorry,
Dean doesn't know what year he's in, guys.
I don't know my words. I don't know my years. What am I doing here? But it was such a success in 2021. Surely they're going to look at that and go, right, people love that, let's do it again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What would you like to see a shiny card of?
Oh my goodness.
I'll put you on the spot.
Literally. I don't even know. Like you said, there's been so many cards that could fit into that mold. I feel like we need something like Hidden Fates again. Like I loved Shining Fates, but I feel like the full arts in Hidden Fates are just
next level.
Like, and I never get bored of opening that set. And I feel like it would be nice to see something along those sort of lines. Like you said, you sort of saw that picture. I don't think I've seen that picture of.
I have to try and find it and show you. Zacian and Zamazenta.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've seen
it's
that.
It's like pink.
I feel like I'd remember that if I saw that.
It's really nice. I'll try and find it and show you. But yeah, what sort of card would you like to see? What is there a Pokemon?
If I could have a Pokemon,
from like if you think of the full arts that we've had, so I'm trying to think, like a Galarian Moltres for shiny.
I mean, honestly, I can't. I can't.
I hate that. It's when someone's like, "Tell me a joke," and you're like,
off the top of my head, like this is something I need to think seriously about, because then I feel like I'll be held to it as soon as I say it.
I think I'd go, like I mentioned, the Gyarados or the Rayquaza, because you know the full art Gyarados.
Yes.
Like imagine that red.
I mean, that would be incredible.
That would look sick. I think people would love that.
That would be incredible. If I had to pick, I really don't know. I really don't know off the top of my head if I'm thinking.
Well, like you said, hopefully they do that. Maybe like end the year with that. But could you imagine if they do like a Evolving Skies to Fusion Strike?
See, this is the thing. I feel like the way that 2021 started with Shining Fates, it was,
hype.
It was a bang. It was hard to get product when it first came out. Then it all started to calm down. We then got Battle Stars. Then we got Chilling Reign. Like, it felt like we took two steps backwards. And then we got Evolving Skies. And then we got Celebrations. And then I feel like we
went back down.
Yeah.
It went a bit flat.
So I don't know.
I think it comes down to how we follow the Japanese sets, because I think I mentioned this in the previous podcast, in that Fusion Strike just seemed like a chuck of the remaining cards into one set. So I think it depends on how much Japanese produce in their sets.
Yeah.
That hopefully we don't have these massive sets like we did with Fusion Strike and Evolving Skies. Like, they're just too big. This is my personal opinion. They're just too big.
Yeah. Like, have we got any idea how big Brilliant
I don't think they said that yet. So hopefully the sets are a little bit smaller, which means that we eventually don't have a final set of just the remains of all of old sets put together, because it just feels like the set just has Mew in it and that's about it. Like, there's no real.
And I was really excited, like, because obviously I pulled it pretty much straight away, but then I don't know, it just didn't.
I've completed it now.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, so
I just felt a bit flat about Fusion Strike.
Hopefully it doesn't go that way. I mean, I feel like after the year we have with 2021, I'm not going to complain because we had some incredible sets. So if it's the same for this year, I wouldn't be too disappointed. But hopefully, like, if this is the end of the Sword and Shield era, which I think it might be, I think we're going to start seeing a new game soon.
Yeah. That
hopefully it ends in a bang, because overall, as an era, I think we've had some incredible sets. I think there have been some incredible cards. I think it's just been a really, really cool set or era overall. I've really enjoyed Sun and Moon, but I've also loved Sword and Shield era. So hopefully they can end it in a bang. I think that would be absolutely phenomenal.
And as amazing as the Rainbow Charizard leak that we've seen is, I feel like we've spoken about it before, the Sun and Moon Rainbow cards are just
next level.
Yeah, I almost feel like they should maybe park the rainbows sooner rather than later, because I feel like I don't know what they're going to look like do you know what I mean?
The further you go on. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Sun and Moon,
I don't want them to be ruined by keeping pushing them out.
I would have enjoyed if Rainbow Rare stayed in that Sun and Moon era.
Yeah, I think it would have made them a bit more.
Yeah, they have a more significance
to
it. Because now it's just like, I feel like all arts are the talk of Sword and Shield era.
Yeah, they are. So, like, we've had them left, right, and centre.
I think
phasing the rainbows out a bit.
The Charizard is awesome, but at the same time, there is also conversation of, are we ever going to see an alternate art Charizard VMAX? And where's that going to come if that happens? Because I feel like...
think we're building up to that now?
I feel like it won't be in Brilliant Stars. I feel like the V alt art and the Rainbow Rare is going to be the talk of that set, just like the Rainbow Rare VMAX was for Champions Path.
Yeah.
I think that we're going to have a Alt Art Charizard VMAX in a future set, which could potentially be
interesting
Hidden Fates 2.0 or that Shining Fates 2.0. I definitely think that would be something that Pokemon do.
Yeah, do you think that's going to be like
that could be the thing?
We've said, like, obviously speaking about like character cards coming back, obviously you want tag team, but then you think, are they just going to create an entire new concept? And it wouldn't be a new concept as such, but it wouldn't be something do you know what I mean?
That's the thing though, is when you think about it, like, what could they do? Like, I actually don't know what.
Obviously the guys at the team at Pokemon, you know, they're working so far ahead. I just want to know what's coming.
What
but
yeah,
an alternate art
Charizard VMAX. That would be epic.
That could be
I definitely think that's their ace up their sleeve.
Yeah.
I think that they'll be like, right, okay, we're dropping this now and everyone's going to go absolutely crazy. Because I feel like we saw that with the Charizard VMAX. We had it in Darkness Ablaze. We then got the Rainbow Rare, but the shiny Charizard V.
Yeah.
And then we got the Charizard VMAX in Shining Fate. So
yeah,
I definitely feel like they're building us up to something huge. It's just like I can't really imagine how big that's going to be, because
it'll be exciting to see.
This set is going to be insane. But yeah, let us know your thoughts. Are you excited for Brilliant Stars and stuff like that? We did actually say in the end of the first episode that we were going to answer some of your comments and some of your questions. If you're not following us on Instagram,
yeah, please do, because obviously that is where we will retrieve most of the questions. Obviously, we will look at the comments of the video, but we have done a few stories now, just putting out a question box, asking you guys for your questions. You send them in, and obviously, like I said at the beginning, we will pick a few and we'll answer them each episode. And then I think our plan is to do a live stream eventually, where we can obviously just spend the entire
podcast
episode, talking to you guys and answering your questions.
So I think we've spoken about enough stuff today.
Yeah, should we go for questions?
Yeah, I think we'll go for some questions.
And then just a reminder, we'll also be drawing the winner of the Pikachu box at the end as well, if you've made it this far into the episode.
Yeah, and let us know your thoughts on the podcast. Like we said, the first episode went down a real treat. So once again, thank you for all the support. I nearly said once and for all. I don't know. Once and for all.
We're just starting. We're not ending yet.
Yeah. So do you want me to go with the first question?
Yeah, because I know you've saved a few questions.
Okay, so we have Freddie up first, who says, will you open more vintage boxes? Now, I believe that is to both of us. Do you want to answer that one first?
Yeah, yes. That is the short answer. On my channel, I like to obviously we do a lot of modern, but we love vintage. So my aim is to do at least one bigger box vintage, whether that be WotC or, you know, like mid-era box a month, like we were saying earlier. Yep. It's just about getting those boxes in. So I can't tell you right now what those sets are going to be. It's probably going to be a surprise for me half the time, as well as you guys. But yeah, I will always want to open more vintage on the channel and always mix it up as well. Try things we haven't tried before. But then also go back to sets that were really popular. Because I did a first edition Team Rocket box in November, and I think it's been my most popular WotC box I've done so far.
Sick.
So
yeah, and for me, I definitely plan to do as well. Like Chloe did, how many did you do? I think like 4 in 2021, or you did quite a lot. I only did 1.
I can't remember.
I definitely plan to do a lot more. That's like a goal for 2022, is to do a lot more WotC boxes and more vintage. Basically, a very similar plan to Chloe doing, like maybe 1 a month, 1 every 2 months. It just depends on if I can get it and how much it costs. But the main thing is I want to experience opening older boxes and going through and looking at the cards that we grew up with and stuff that we kind of maybe missed, and just kind of experiencing some real nostalgia and just like enjoying just going through the years of all the sets of Pokemon. So yeah, like Chloe, I plan to do a lot more vintage boxes, but also go through some of the older sets that aren't as old, but hopefully kind of get some really cool sets that people loved or maybe were popular, or just have that really awesome chase card as well. So yes is the answer to both of us.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys, if you aren't and you don't know, we have individual channels. Be sure to subscribe. The link is in the description. And yeah, we do live streams every week. So be sure to go check us out. The next question is from Tommy's Dynamax Den. He says, what's your view on the Pokemon market at the moment, and what modern sets are good to invest in?
Okay, good question. Very good question. Modern sets to invest in. Now, with regards to investing, I don't do many videos on this because I always say, like, it can be a real... well, if you're just investing for the point of investing, obviously you're probably not going to care about the set or whatever. Things like the Hidden Fates and Shining Fates, those sort of sets, like I said, I don't get bored of opening the set. It's a really, both of them are really popular sets on my channel. Anything along those lines, but even like then if we're going to main sets, like Evolving Skies, I feel like it was really popular and exciting when it came out, and I feel like it's held pretty well. Whereas I feel like some things come out, they're exciting for a week, and then they fall off the edge of a cliff and we never see them again. And people aren't interested, even though people will go back to them. Chilling Reign, for example. Whereas Evolving Skies, I feel like people just keep coming back to it. And I think the alternate arts in Evolving Skies, I think, just outdo some of the others for me. Maybe I'm biased because I like the whole evolution side
I think that's
of
fair
it.
to
But
say.
I think the alternate arts and Evolving Skies are another thing that really helped the set. And I think those are the sort of things, 5 years down the line, people are going to want to be opening those boxes because they're going to be wanting to hit those cards. I don't know if your opinion's the same.
No, I definitely agree. And I also think that it's worth noting that this is just like, I do some of the investment videos, but I wouldn't say it's investment. That's just more because that's what people kind of just associate with. It's more really giving my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah,
it's not
what I've invested in, not what you should go out and invest in necessarily.
It's not financial advice. So don't go. Yeah. I'm not gonna say go buy this because you're gonna get this in return.
I think it can be. I think you just got to be very careful with those sort of things. So anything, like you say, investing wise, it's normally our opinions, what we have invested in for whatever reason.
Yeah, and that is, like you said,
for us, works for us.
We really like Evolving Skies. You might love Chilling Reign. I know I'm going to name drop him again because he loves it so much. Neil, who watches the streams,
Battle Styles,
he loves Battle Styles. So like he should go out and get Battle Styles because he in 5 years he's going to open that setup again and absolutely love it because he's had so much fun with it now. So yeah, in terms of investment, I'll always give my opinion, same as Chloe, but at the same time, it's just our opinion. Like my opinion might be different from yours. I can tell you what I'm doing. You can feel free to use that information and do what you want with it. But that's just in terms of investment. But to the second part of your question, in what's my view on the market, and personally, I feel like we're definitely in a dip at the moment, but I also feel like it's just up and down at the moment. Like we mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, some stuff is really hard to get, and then if it's not hard to get, it's just not about. Like
it just doesn't exist.
Yeah, there was one product I really wanted to get, and I can't find it anywhere, especially in the UK. There are some in the US, but like we mentioned, I'll end up paying a lot more just for the import and the shipping. So I actually can't get my hands on that unless someone sells it in the UK. So I think that we're definitely in a dip. Prices have definitely dropped since this time last year. However, I also feel like people may be holding just because they don't want to sell because we're in a dip. Yeah,
I agree with that. And just touching on the investing thing as well, which I think is important. No matter how exciting it is watching someone invest in, whether it be WotC or even modern, buy what you can afford. Because if you
definitely
buy what you can't afford, you're going to get yourself in a situation that I think a lot of people got themselves into in the hype. Everyone started throwing money at things that they didn't really understand what they were buying. And then when they wanted to sell it for the exact same price or more than they bought it for. Yeah. Things had then started to dip. Say if they'd held on to it, and then they got themselves in a bit of a mess maybe because they really needed that money back and they weren't going to get back what they'd put into it. So with those sort of things, I think it's what you like, what you can afford, what works for you. And what works for you isn't necessarily going to be what works for me or works for you. And same
vice
with both.
Versa. Yeah, definitely. I think that's the key thing there, what works for you, because I know a lot of people, personally, who jumped in at the hype. They bought a load of stuff thinking that they were going to make loads of money, whatever.
And it was going to keep going up and up and up.
And that wasn't the case. And they've actually lost their love and enjoyment for the hobby. So
yeah,
I think you just have to be careful. Don't get caught up in the hype. Obviously it's a good feeling if you get something for a certain price and it goes up. But at the same time, like, that should be a secondary thing. Like the love for the hobby, the love for, like, for instance, I love Charizard. If I got a Charizard card, obviously it's going to go up because it's a Charizard card, but let's say a different Pokemon's my favorite. I got a card because I just really like it, and then it goes up to double the price. That's just a bonus, but I actually got it because I love the card. So
same with me and like Chansey, for example. Like, not everyone likes it. not everyone's gonna like it. There are gonna be cards that people look at that I have and be like, why is she buying that? Like, it's irrelevant, blah blah blah. But it might be just because I really enjoy that card, I like that Pokemon, etc., or that particular set, and I'm looking to put parts of that set or the whole set together. It just, what works for one person doesn't work for another person, and that happens a lot in the hobby. People feel like, I don't know, they need to do what everyone else is doing, or other people feel like they need to tell everyone that they need to do what everyone else is doing. And to me, that's not how I started my collection or will continue to collect.
It's that herd mentality of, like you said, seeing people do things.
We all follow the leader type thing. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next question.
Yeah.
So this is from Beth Kelly. She says, what do you think of the leaked Charizard VSTAR Rainbow?
Back to the topic earlier. We love it.
Yeah, we love it. We just spoke about it for ages. Up next is a good person. I don't know. I was about to say good friend.
A good person.
Good person.
You're a good person.
It is the one and only Pokemike. He says, what do you see? Where do you see vintage prices in 5 years?
I mean,
that is such a hard question.
To me, that's like asking how long a piece of string is.
Yeah.
When the whole boom happened, you know, a lot of people didn't see a lot of things coming. We didn't know that certain YouTubers and personalities were going to start popping up, opening all of these things, causing hype, causing the market to go up, etc., etc. We don't know what's going to happen later this year. We don't know what's going to happen in 5 years' time. Pokemon might implode and burn to the ground. Pokemon might expire. Unless you can see into the future. That's my view on it. Maybe other people have a rough idea of where it's going to go. I really don't sort of like to comment too much. I don't know. My
view is, like you, I don't know. It's so hard to tell. For instance, you can look at it both ways, right? We're seeing a lot more people opening vintage booster boxes, which means there are less booster boxes in the world because they're getting opened. So the prices of sealed may go up. But then to counter that, people just might not enjoy Pokemon anymore in 5 years. Like, people might be onto Fortnite. People might be onto NFTs. Like, the interest just might not be there. So it could literally go either way. So I don't know. I think it comes down to, if you're coming from a point of you have a vintage product and you want to hold it for as long as possible to get the most amount of money. It's just, you just got to say to yourself, what would I be happy with selling this for? So say it was 10,000, 20,000, 500 pounds or whatever. If you're happy with that and it's at that price, then don't get greedy, because the next day it could go to zero. So,
and I think also, if you are in the hobby, and especially with your personal, whether you're running a business in the hobby or not, but like with regards to your personal collections, if you enjoy something, I think a lot of the time people are going to hold on to it regardless, unless you're in a situation where you need money for something. I feel like the more money that comes into it, I feel like it blurs the lines between enjoying the hobby and then becoming obsessed with the value of everything. That's my opinion. But
all right, maybe the final question. Or have you got some you want to ask?
Maybe we'll go for yours and I can check and see.
All right, okay. So
I think I had one or two.
The final question from me is from Blaze Packs, and he says, favorite era of Pokemon. He says, my favorite, personal favorite, is the old EX era. Which, while you're doing that, I'm a speak upon it.
Yeah.
First and foremost, to your favorite, I'm actually starting to really, really appreciate the old EX era. I actually really like it. I was never a fan of the was it CGI, or it was like a really weird.
I know exactly what you mean. I don't know what the right word.
I think it's CGI maybe, art style. I wasn't a fan, but I'm actually growing to really like it, just because it's different, and I actually like it when Pokemon do something different, because then you remember it.
Yeah.
And actually, a chase card for me at the moment, or a Grail card, is a PSA 10 Charizard EX from Fire Red Leaf Green. I think that card is
I've seen
beautiful.
One of them pop up recently on
I
Instagram,
have too, but unfortunately my wallet will not allow me to buy it. So I think they go for around £3,000, which I don't know. I can't really.
I've definitely seen one pop up recently.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
Instagram or eBay.
But my favorite era of Pokemon has to be Gen 1. Base set, absolutely love it. Grew up with it. That's why I love Hidden Fate so much as well. Charizard obviously is my favorite Pokemon, which is from Generation 1. Base set to me holds the most nostalgia, and I will always go for that era. What about yourself?
Yeah, pretty much. We've spoken about this before. Obviously, we are the same sort of age. We grew up collecting the same cards, etc. And I think obviously there are other sets that I really enjoy and like that aren't base set, Jungle, Fossil, Rocket, all that sort of era, etc. But I think those are the ones that I will always go to regardless. They're always the ones I'm going to have master sets of, and you know, they're always going to be there. Whereas some sets, I feel like, you know, there'll be something, I feel like some things you sort of grow out of and think, I'm just not into that anymore, and you do let some things go. But those are the sort of things that
just hold, cherish,
always go back to.
Okay, do you have any questions?
Yes, I do have a couple here. So we are gonna go with what was your first significant step on the journey of going full time with Pokemon? So obviously I only recently went full time with Pokemon, and it was more just a time thing. I just started streaming, I started YouTube, I started my store, and realized if I was going to do it, I'd have to put everything I possibly could into it, and it was really hard doing that with a 9-to-5 job. So I have just thrown myself full force. Obviously we're doing the podcast now as well, so yeah, it was more just realizing that if I was going to do it, I wanted to do it properly. I wanted to put all the effort in I could, make it as good of experience for you guys, obviously watching the streams, buying from the store, etc. So yeah, that was kind of my decision to go for it, because obviously I collected for a long time prior to that.
For me, obviously I started, well, I wasn't coming to the Pokemon scene with a job like yourself. I actually already was making YouTube content and being a YouTuber, but through a different I guess category. I was doing gaming and stuff like that. But for me, I just decided to just put my passion more into the hobby, because I absolutely loved it. I was really enjoying just making the one-off videos, and I just thought, you know what, I just want to go for it. I want to give you guys all my kind of passion towards it and effort, and just try and step up and just make the best content for you guys. So that's what I forgot the question was. It was some.
What was your significant step of like taking?
That was the significant step, is that I just wanted to create the best content for you as I possibly could, and by doing I actually am doing other stuff as well, but I just felt like my love in certain passions kind of shifted, and when I realized Pokemon was something I wanted to get a lot more serious about, that's when I decided, right, let's do this properly, let's make as much content, let's do the best I can possibly do. And I don't even feel like I've done that yet, so I feel like even probably yourself, you feel like a lot more is more to come. I feel like you can always do better and improve, and this is all very new to me. Like, I've only just started doing the whole YouTube thing, like not just YouTube full time, the whole shebang. So yeah, I feel like as the year goes on, and as I don't want to give away too much, making some big purchases, etc., and I can share all that with you guys, I feel like we'll just get better and better as we go on. Hopefully you guys will stick around, because like we said, we want to do vintage, modern, all sorts of stuff for you guys, giveaways and all that kind of stuff too. And speaking of giveaways, I think we're at the point now. I think we're at the end of the episode, so I think we can actually announce the winner. Would you like to announce the winner? I don't mind. Do you want me to do it? You go for it. All right, drum roll please. The winner is the one and only Jed B from the UK. Big congratulations to you. You have won the Pikachu v Union box. So I'll message you and we'll get that sorted. And congrats, there will be many more giveaways as well. So big thank you if you make it to this point of the episode, which is the end. But the tumbleweed, is anyone still here? Can you hear me? And hopefully we can get these as audio as well, because I know a lot of you guys are kind of asking it to become audio at some point. We just need to look into it. But hopefully we can do that. So if you go out for a run, I know someone said I'd love to listen to this while I'm out for a run and stuff like that. So please bear with us. They'll be made available at some point. But we're just getting started. That is going to wrap up episode 3 of the podcast. Like we mentioned, Chloe is currently in America, so I think I'm just a hologram now, guys. In the next episode, we'll either be hearing stories from America, or it'll be, worst case, the episode after. But I think it will actually be next episode. Yeah, it will be next episode. So hopefully that'll be really exciting. I'm looking forward to hearing what you get up to. Hopefully I'll have a tan as well. Hopefully you might I'm only in Florida for 3 days. Well, you might have something to be able to show us. I might have something to be able to show you. Maybe. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this... spoiler alert. Leak. We're just all about leaks today. We are leaking left, right. No, not going to say that. We're not leaking. Right. Let's end the episode before it starts getting a little bit crazy. If you have enjoyed it, please hit that like button. If you are new, be sure to subscribe. Check us out, our individual channels and the Instagrams in the description as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to say goodbye? Because I always do it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.